So here's a video on a couple of Ibanez basses I have. This is an Ibanez Roadstar II RB850 bass. And back when I was in high school, I traded the PV T40 in for another Rickenbacker. I was ready for another Rick, and I played that for all through high school and a year or two out of high school. And it just got to the point where, you know, the Rickenbacker didn't feel like I could do anything else on it, you know, just got stale. So I spotted Ibanez like this. It was white though, in a music store down in Nanuet. It was a Gamma 2 or Gilsonite. Guy Ivan, they used to call him Ivan the Terrible. He was a real shyster. Anyway, to me it looked like the bass Sting was playing at the time. So I'm not sure, maybe you're talking 84-ish. It looked like Sting's Spectre. It was white, you know, double cutaway. In my mind it did. So I wound up trading the Rick for a bass like this, and really liked it. I played it for many years. I did a ton of gigs and recordings with it. It's got these two dual coil pickups, and so you got a blend pot, a volume, and a tone. So that's the neck pickup. But for each pickup, it has you can select single coil or humbucker. So that's you know, humbucker. And then also on the bridge pickup, that's humbucker. That's single coil. Now my sound that I always went for was is that it? It was always full strength on the neck position, and I'd always do a single coil in the bridge. Kind of gives you a little shimmer on top. Yeah, played that bass for a lot of years. When I got this one, it was like, you know, just being reunited with an old friend. But I forget how much it was, $300 bucks, maybe $350, and it is in perfect condition. It still has the paper on the control cavity cover, not a mark on it. No, a lot of these basses, the hardware's tarnished. It's just perfect. What else? But at the time when I was playing this bass, in all the videos that you'd see Geddy Lee playing, he was playing, just for some reason in some of the videos, he would always play back on the bridge pickup. So I was like, well, that's where I gotta play. Man, in the, you know, so that's where I played for a couple years. So it was really, you know, the tension was really tight back here, so it was kind of a workout. It kind of helped build up my finger strength. One thing I figured out was that if I raised the pickups up, it gave me a platform, which would kind of keep me from digging in too hard, because I used to play very hard, and I used to try and play very fast. So I found that having, I didn't know what it was at the time, but it was actually a ramp system. And it kind of, because I got so used to playing that way with over a pickup, it really kind of married me to the bass for a long time. It was hard to find anything really comfortable after playing this. The other cool thing about it is that I really liked was that the pole pieces are adjustable. With a flathead screwdriver, you can raise them or lower them, so you can really kind of fine tune the string output. Well, what else do I got to say? Again, I was reliant on the ramp thing for many years. This was the bass I was playing when I decided not to get a wall. I had an opportunity to get one, but I was like, you know, at that time they were $3,000 back in '91, and I went to a store out in Los Angeles a couple times to play one. We were on our honeymoon. We went on the way down the coast and on the way back up. But I was just like, man, you know, that the wall didn't seem like it was 10 times better than my $300 Ibanez. So I passed on that. Eventually, you know, things got a little stale. I did some modifications on it. A friend of mine changed the pickups out and basically modified it into oblivion and sold it. But it was nice getting, you know, reacquainted with it. Let me. All right, hold on. I liked it so much, I got another one. It was back around Lynn and my 25th wedding anniversary, and Lynn talked me into going on a cruise, and we were going to go on this cruise to the edge thing. It was kind of a compromise we came to, because she could, you know, do whatever, hang out do whatever you do on a cruise. But the cruise to the edge, they had Yes was on there and a bunch of prog bands, and then you could you know, the people on the cruise ship could get together at night and play stuff. And so we were going to do that, but it just didn't work out. Kind of a weird scene. So I bought this bass just with the intention of taking it, you know, onto that cruise. Same bass, you know, just a little, shows its age a little more, but same exact thing. Back then, I'm gonna fall on some. Oh, here I actually bought a body. This is just like the original one I had. I was gonna put something together, but I never got around to it. But that's what my original bass looked like. It's, you know, started out bright white, but kind of morphed into this kind of creamy color. All right. Back then, like I said, I never had more than one bass at a time. I saw this bass in the store, and I just really liked the way it looked. And this is an Ibanez RB750, I think it's called. Yep. I like the way it looked. It doesn't cut through quite as much. This is just a straight kind of PJ configuration. Precision pickup up here, and this kind of blade style single coil. And this bass is also in incredible condition. No, you know, not a mark on it. maybe a little less output than the other one. I didn't spend much time getting the sound on this. But nothing fancy with the electronics, just a pan pot, a volume, and a tone. No push pots or anything. So back then, after I got this, I was like, well, what do I need two basses for? I had a guy at a local shop pull the frets on it and make it a fretless, and that lasted for about 15 minutes, and then I eventually sold it. But when I saw this one, I figured I'd grab it. I'll probably let this one and the purple one go. But all these basses have really slim, fast necks. You know, just really kind of push you to play, try and play quickly on them. Unfortunately, we had one, I don't know what you call it, fatality. When I was pulling these out yesterday, it's been a few years since I touched these. I just loosened the truss rods a little bit on each of them. This is the Ibanez Talman TMB 100. I'd seen these in music stores for years. I kind of always liked the look of them. Thought they were interesting. And every time I picked one up, I just thought they played great and sounded great. These guys I haven't played in probably a couple years. It's probably been over a year since I touched this one. But you could tell the strings were flat against the neck when I took it out. Anyway, I loosened the truss rod all the way, and it's nothing. There's a back bow to the neck. Is that right? But worse than that, I mean, I could put heavier strings on it. Worse than that, there's a twist in the headstock up here. So that's really a shame, because I really liked this bass. I thought it sounded great. And I would recommend it to anyone who asked. You know, I was telling people for the longest time what a great bass it was. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. It was a $200 bass. Would it be, I look for another neck for it. Certainly not going to have a neck made for it. I don't know. All right, so that concludes the Ibanez portion of the collection series. Take care.